With a couple of million to spend, instead of reaching out for a new Lambo Contact, a Bentley Maybach, or Ghost, those millions could go toward another one of these unusual supercars. Without a doubt, they all offer the same exclusivity and status. Plus, they've got much more interesting backstories too. Let's count down some of the most insanely built unusual supercars from around the world. Number 10. Istra Commendatore 112i. The Istra Commendatore 112i was built originally as a concept in 1993, drawing a lot of attention when it went under the auction hammer at RM Sotheby's in early 2021. This supercar was designed with the sole aim of going into full production. However, a setback in finance made sure that dream never came to light. This concept car made use of the same Mercedes V12 engine and a 6-speed manual transmission, and seemed to be the predecessor of the Pagani Zonda. But unlike Pagani though, Istra never saw much success as a company. Thusly, Commendatore was eventually sold off to a private investor for a significant loss compared to the development cost. Number 9. Koenigsegg CCR. The Koenigsegg CCR set the record for the fastest and most powerful car the company had ever built when it debuted in 2004. With only 14 examples made, each one of these featured a 4.7-liter V8 engine that made 806 horsepower, weighing only about 2,601 pounds dry. In 2005, the CCR achieved an official top speed of 241 miles per hour, beating the previous record held by the McLaren F1, after Christian von Koenigsegg, the company's CEO, claimed the car was the fastest production car ever when it was released. But sure enough, that title was short-lived as the CCR lost its crown to the newly unveiled Bugatti Veyron, which posted a new record of 253.8 miles per hour just a few short months later, springing up a fierce rivalry between the two companies that still continues to this day. Number 8. Aston Martin Victor. Most recently, Aston Martin has been on a roll with releasing amazing special edition cars, and top on the list of many gearheads are the Valkyrie and Vulcan models. The Victor, a coach-built supercar with a Cosworth-engineered V12 engine, was one such exclusive model that went beneath the radar. This car is based on the Aston Martin 177, sharing several body parts with the Vulcan track car. The retro-inspired design was developed in-house by the Aston Martin Lagonda team and is undisputedly one of the best-looking British cars of recent years. Number 7. BMW M1. Originally, BMW contracted out Lamborghini to build this new supercar, but after the Italian manufacturer went bankrupt, Beamer had to cobble together a plan to make the M1 at their racing division's factory instead. And back in the 80s, the BMW M1 was a proper sales failure. But that's not the case today, as it is an icon quickly snapped by supercar owners. To this day, the M1 remains BMW's only true supercar, and after the car kept being delayed year after year with costs piling up to the ceiling, the car was built to take on the biggest name in the racing world with little or no success in competition. It was canned eventually after building just 453 cars. Number 6. McLaren Speedtail. In 2020, the British car manufacturer began producing the Speedtail and is still ongoing with all 106 of its examples spoken for. This car is actually cheaper than a Lamborghini Countach, coming in at a comparatively reasonable price of $2.25 million, despite its crazy looks and incredible engineering. Speedtail is the fourth entry into McLaren's Ultimate Series after the F1, P1, and Senna. Not only is it insanely fast on the tracks, but it also has a sleek body that looks out of this world. Sporting a 1,035 horsepower hybrid V8 powertrain, the car takes all of McLaren's technological advancements made over the decades of motorsports expertise and puts it all in one machine, the Speedtail. Number 5. Spyker C8 Prelator. It's not surprising to note that Spyker isn't a name associated with most gearheads. Suffering from serious financial woes since its relaunch in 1999, the boutique Dutch automaker filed for bankruptcy in January 2021, and it's not clear if the company is even still making cars. One thing for sure is that the C8 Prelator is the latest iteration of Spyker's long-running C8 line, and it's an absolute stunner. It houses a 4.2-liter Audi V8 that makes around 518 horsepower, giving it a generous top speed of 200 miles per hour and a 0-60 time of 3.7 seconds. However, it's luxury that Spyker tends to focus on most, with interiors covered in fine quality leather and optional extras like custom-made Louis Vuitton travel sets available. Number 4. Bugatti EB110 SS. Way before the Veyron and Volkswagen's involvement in the mid-80s, the Bugatti Marach was revived by an Italian entrepreneur. As such, the company had a minimal cash flow at the time, and with the limited resources they had, Bugatti built their first supercar, the EB110. This beast of a car is powered by a quad-turbo V12 engine mated to a 6-speed manual transmission. And synonymous with many small automakers, Bugatti struggled to sell enough cars to cover their development costs, leading the company filing for bankruptcy in 1995. And strangely enough, another company called Dor bought the remaining unfinished EB110 chassis and completed them in the early 2000s, selling the car under their own brand, albeit identical to the original Bugattis. Number 3. Lotus Elise GT1. Lotus is another brand with a fascinating backstory. Since the company was founded by Colin Chapman in 1948, it has been through countless ownerships and management changes. And by 1997, the company was majorly owned by Malaysian automaker Proton, who decided to build a GT1 race car to expand the brand. The result was the Elise GT1, an incredibly rare vehicle that raced up against the likes of the Porsche 911 GT1 and Mercedes-AMG CLK GTR. Only one road-legal car was ever made amidst the several track cars built. The car today is an automotive unicorn, but one of the original 7 cars is actually for sale at a Germany dealership. It's the price on request, of course. Number 2. Pagani Zonda Revolution. The Pagani Zonda Revolution, the final and most extreme version of the Zonda R-Track car, pales in comparison to the original Pagani Zonda, which was an uncompromising automobile built for speed over everything else. The R-Line was the product of Horacio Pagani asking the question, how fast can the car be if it doesn't have to be road legal? Unveiled in 2013 with its Mercedes-derived V12 pumping out 791 horsepower and 536 pound-feet of torque, the Revolution weighs in at just 2,359 pounds, making it lightning fast, and it was. It employs a ton of racing technologies, including DRS and an active aero system. Yet regardless of all that, in 2021, one Revolution was sent back to the Pagani factory to undergo a road-legal conversion. Number 1. Lamborghini Sesto Elemento. There are dozens of options to choose from, then the new Countach, even if there's any billionaire out there who just intends to spend their millions on a Lambo. And the Sesto Elemento, built between 2010 and 2012, with only 20 units ever made, comes to mind, costing a total of $2.92 million when it was new. Owners didn't even get seats for that price. Instead, to save weight, foam pads were attached directly to the carbon fiber monocube chassis by Lamborghini. The car is as focal and extreme as anything the Italian manufacturer has ever made, with an iconic design to boot. It's also one of the last naturally aspired special edition Lamborghinis, so this car will have its value hitting the roofs well into the future. And there you have it, 10 unusual supercars with mind-boggling backstories and high-tech, super-quick exclusive models to choose from. This channel, as always, brings you top-notch entertainment every now and again to keep you glued to your seats. Let us know which supercar you would own and why. And please subscribe to our channel and give us a thumbs up on your way out.